Welcome, everybody. You can see the topic we'll be talking about today. This is a topic I love to talk about. This is Mark Soberman with NetPicks. It's really a unique spin of doing this. So I think you're going to be really excited to see what's possible in what I share. So I've got multiple streams, multiple different ways that you can create this passive income that we want to share with you today. I'll put up the risk disclosure real fast. Of course, with any investing, there's always going to be risk when you make an investment. So that's the risk disclosure there. Please review that. Now, right now, we are experiencing market chaos and uncertainty like we haven't seen really in a long time, and certainly not in 2024. That has returned in a big way here in August. What if there was a way we didn't have to worry about all that all the time? What if there was a way to make your money actually work for you, despite the surging fear and the market rout that we've seen go on here this week? There's this huge concern now, reality of recession that we're already in it. Emergency interest rate cuts, potentially, multiple different fronts, which could lead to global war, possibly. There's very uncertain elections, and there's a lot more that are impacting this. It's a lot to worry about right now, but there's really a simpler way that you can actually start seeing passive income quickly into your bank account, no matter what is going on currently here in August and the rest of the year in the markets. How you can turn your time into income without the hustle, following very simple and straightforward formulas. So I'm going to show you the easiest and fastest ways all of you can start generating consistent passive income in August 2024 and really many years beyond. What you set up here right now after today, and you don't need to have a lots of investing capital. You don't need to start a business. You don't need to sacrifice your free time. And just so you know, I am currently generating cash flow 100% passively on autopilot. And for me, it's a six-figure income, and I can show you how to do the same thing here today. And I definitely can guarantee you can get started same day. Nothing I share with you here in this presentation is complicated at all. You're here because you want to learn how to set up multiple streams of passive income. I have a belief that you probably want to replace some of your current income and maybe over time generate enough cash flow to cover your lifestyle, and you'd love to do it passively. I believe you probably want to diversify across multiple asset classes and really insulate yourself on what could very well be one heck of a roller coaster ride the next 5 to 10 years. Would you agree that investing can be a roller coaster ride? Would you agree, yes or no? My answer would be absolutely yes, because it's got dramatic highs and dramatic lows. And we can look back over just the last few years and see a roller coaster ride pretty much on any stock chart, let alone any other asset class. I knew that for this side, my passive income, I really wanted a faster, easier, and a really much more predictable path, because I believe that true financial freedom doesn't lie in 100% speculation. There's a place for that. Imagine the security, the possibilities, the unshakable confidence that comes with consistent monthly and or quarterly cash flow that you can lean into, that you can rely upon, regardless of what's happening out there in the world. I initially did this with businesses. I started and operated multiple businesses over time. There is a huge dark side to all of this. Running multiple businesses is hard work. It is never passive. I've never operated or owned a business that has come close to passive income. In addition, my lifestyle has changed quite a bit. I travel pretty much full time right now, which means I can't always be there managing everything actively. I had to have my money working for me. And that's the light bulb moment for me. I needed my money to work for me. I was working just way too hard. It was always my effort that would then lead to income. That was a problem. What is passive investing? I think passive investing is stress free, or as close as we can to that as possible. I can tell you with my investments that I'll share with you, I don't think about them daily or weekly. Some of them I never even think about monthly, maybe sometimes quarterly. All right. It's exhausting to make constant investing decisions. So, my goal for you today is to have these same income generating investments that yield 100% passive income as I've done for myself. But also, I want you to set up multiple streams of passive income because you need to be diversified in order to have reliable cash flow. The more you can set up, the more diversified you're going to be, the more you can rely upon. Passive investing should take less than 10 minutes per month to manage. And I say manage means look at it, check on it, make sure that your login still works. It should take zero work and effort to operate the day to day, run on autopilot for months at a time. Meaning, if you decide to go on a sabbatical or a walkabout or just drop out for 3 months of society, it still needs to be working and paying you regularly. That is the test. And I'm here to tell you most investments won't stand up to that test. There definitely are good investments that you could say are passive, like buying a straightforward stock. It is passive, but it doesn't pay you regularly unless you have a dividend stock. And that's very small, right? It's a few percent if that. And 98% of stocks don't do that either. Most investments are purely speculative. There's a place for all of this. Now, active investing is an excellent income producer. Why you want to be involved in active investing is so you can take your active profits and then reinvest them into passive investing. So, profits from options trading, stock trading, day trading futures. You need a place to put that. You want to take some of it and reinvest it into passive investing to start to generate these reliable multiple income streams. The holy grail to me of investing now is appreciation, yes, but also generating income. Why income? Because investments that generate income force your money to actually work for you. They're not completely dependent upon the whims of the markets or the chaos out there. If you can generate regular income, what does that buy you? It can buy you financial freedom. I'm not saying overnight, it's not an instantaneous thing, but it can lead ultimately to financial independence, maybe early retirement. Maybe it opens up the world to you if you want to travel or pursue a hobby or not work as hard or not stress as much on the job. It certainly will reduce stress. I can tell you for sure it increases my quality of life. And what's important to me in my life, whether it's travel or something else, you may not care at all about. That's totally fine. You've got what you're passionate about and what you're interested in and what your goals are with your family, your friends, your life, your work. That's the beauty of this. We get to write it however we want to write it. But absolutely, regular income, I think you'd all agree, can lead to a better quality of life. Top creators of cash flow, real estate, stock and dividends. You could have an online business and generate cash flow. You can own a franchise, a small business, a big business, commercial real estate. Absolutely, every single one of these creates cash flow. But there's a problem. They all require a lot of money and almost always a lot of expertise that you have to learn one way or the other. I want to solve for that. What if we outsource that 100% and outsource it to proven managers who this is what they do? Don't you think that would be a breakthrough? What about money? Typically, to get involved in the best asset classes, 50 grand, 500 grand, 5 million. I could show you many really great investments, but they're going to cost you $5 million or $2 million. That's why fractional investing is a huge breakthrough that I'll be talking about in a moment. And the last piece is expertise. It's really hard to be an expert of every single strategy that's out there. That is why these passive income recipes, these simple formulas, they already have this part figured out. They have experts behind them. Let's talk about how we do that. One of the biggest ways is being able to invest in a fractional asset, the highest performing, the best assets in the world, but not have to take on the full risk. Being able to buy a piece of the pie, but also have one that generates income. On the screen, I've got 10 different companies here that offer just in real estate, fractional real estate. But that's a lot to analyze. Each one of these probably has 30 different opportunities. So do the math. 10 times 30 is 300. Now all of a sudden I'm starting to give you a job again, right? Just understand there are a lot of opportunities out there, and this is just a sample of some of those opportunities. Now, I've got involved in fractional real estate because I can own a fraction of high performing vacation homes like this one in the Blue Ridge Mountains. Do I own this whole house in Palm Beach, Florida? Nope. I own a fraction of it. This one in Broken Bow, Oklahoma. This one in Scottsdale, Arizona. So these are vacation homes that are put on Airbnb and that sort of thing, getting daily rentals. Then I also own a fraction of fantastic single family rental homes, right? That bring in families, 1 year, 18-month, 2 year leases. This one in Nashville. This one in Charleston, South Carolina. Another one in Nashville. In addition, I own home ownership, meaning I own these two houses, 100% turnkey, 100% passive. And I want to tell you all of these back here, okay? And all of these, how much work do I do? None. I never take a tenant call. I never involved in a repair, a collection, a rehab, none of it. When I say 100% turnkey and 100% passive, that's what it is. I make the investment. And then what do? I collect the cash flow. I have an asset. The asset's worth the value. I want my asset to go up in value over time, but I don't really care if it takes time for it to appreciate. Right. In the meantime, I'm getting paid in some cases every single month, and I'm not doing the work and the effort. Later, I'm going to show you how I select these opportunities in just minutes. And trust me, I never lift a hammer or take a single phone call. I just collect my share of the income. You really can't just jump in on any fractional real estate investment. You have to know how to evaluate these and evaluate these in a minute or two to know how to get these and avoid these. I've had to crack this code because in the beginning, I got some of these. Let's be honest. And I'm not saying I'm 100% perfect, but now I know how to find the gems. That's what I'll be able to share with all of you. I go on to fractional investment where I own shares of real cash flowing businesses. websites, Amazon stores. An Amazon store on the left, on the right, it's a content website. I own a portion of this watch site, both of these on the left and the right. In fact, I own small fractions of over 25 companies. But once again, I do none of the work. I collect my share of the positive cash flow, and I get to do that multiple times per year. I never decide on what products to sell, what price to make. I never deal with a customer. I never deal with a complaint, any of that. I have made my investment wisely and smartly with the correct companies and platforms where I own a small fraction and I'm incredibly diversified. Do you see the benefit of this? Now, you can also generate cash flow from these mega companies: Netflix, Nvidia, Microsoft, Apple, Tesla, Amazon, right? We do it in a completely unique way and a fractional way. But the big question again is, how do you choose the right fractional investments? So let me show you just one way that we do this using just one of our passive income formulas. Okay, so I'm going to assume that you might buy shares of Tesla. And when you buy shares of Tesla, you know what? You own a piece of Tesla. Unfortunately, this sometimes means this: I own shares in this company right now. I even have some options. So you better believe I would like to see it go up. I believe that it will, but it's a belief. In the meantime, I make nothing off of this belief. Unless I buy it, like I buy it here and I ride this up and I'm smart enough to sell here, which I'm going to be the first to tell you I'm not. I don't really know how to buy at the low and sell at the top. I'm pretty good at sometimes buying at a low and selling somewhere over here. Yes, I can start to put the odds in my favor on those type of swings, but I'm certainly not perfect and I cannot generate regular income as the stock is going down. Right. So that is a problem. I think you'd all agree, right? This is a roller coaster ride and this can be quite difficult to endure. What about this stock? Talk about a 2-year crazy ride. It's fun and then it's a nightmare. Then it's fun again and then it might be a nightmare again. Who wants to be in this? You want to know who wants to be in this? This is a chart of Nvidia, right? This is right before Nvidia had its amazing rally. But how hard would it be to buy here, take this horrific sell off, and then somehow manage to stay on long enough just to break even? You probably would have bailed. Most people bail on these type of investments and they never get to enjoy this. Why? There's no cash flow, because cash is not coming in. Don't you think you'd be able to stay with an investment a lot longer if you were being paid? What if there's a way to combine the appreciation potential of the stock, capture a portion of that upside, but also generate regular income? And I'm not talking about little dividend income. I'm talking about income that could be 10x to 40x the size of typical dividends. And we can do this with covered call ETFs. And they now have these available on individual stocks, on indices, all kinds of different strategies. It's exploded this year. The choices I have this year compared to just last year when we started Passive Income Accelerator, it's night and day. It's incredible. So one of those options is TSLY, slightly different, right, than the symbol TSLA. TSLA is the stock. TSLY is from the Yield Max. It's called the Tesla Options Income Strategy ETF. By the way, it has millions of shares traded. It's incredibly liquid. You can buy it in seconds from any broker. You can sell it in seconds. It pays you a dividend every month. The last 12 months in that 50 to 70% range. That's not a typo. You can earn that dividend whether the stock goes up or down. You can spend it, you can reinvest it, or you can mix the two. And that's a big part of what I also teach you how to do, because this is a critical piece, knowing when you can take that income and maybe when you should reinvest. You do not need to be a master of any of this. I just said cover call options. Every one of these strategies that I share with you, again, remember this: you will never have to do the work. It is being done for you. It is managed for you, done for you. When you buy TSLY, it's got the holdings, the cover calls are being written, the income is being collected, and you are being paid like clockwork every single month on an exact day, your distribution. And like I mentioned, over the last year, averaging that 50 to 70% range over the last year. You buy the stock, the rest is automatic. You take part of your income, you can pay bills, rent, mortgage, travel, or you can reinvest into active investing or even speculative investing. That's the beauty of this. You can even take your distributions every month and use dollar cost averaging, put it right back in and create that snowball effect, which I'll talk about in a moment. How about another one? What if you can invest in the entire Magnificent Seven and receive passive income every month? The Magnificent Seven is amazing. Meta, Google, Nvidia, Microsoft, Tesla, Apple, Amazon. You can do the same strategy, but instead of having to do it yourself, which is a ton of work, you can buy one symbol and have exposure to all seven with covered calls and create income. And that's a symbol called YMAG. Once again, liquid, buy and sell up to about 50% annual distributions. It's going to vary. It's not fixed. It could be higher. It could be a little bit lower. There's even one strategy right now that is generating 125% annual distributions, along with another one that actually generates its income daily, currently generating 63% per annum on the NASDAQ, and it uses the hot zero DTE options. Again, you don't need to be the one pulling the trigger on these and having the options account. It's done for you. But is there a catch? You got to time your entries because you want to avoid bearish markets to maximize your returns and the amount of capital that you can withdraw as passive cash flow. You need the answer to that. How much can I take? Can I take 100% of the distribution? Can I take all 125% this year? Or do I need to reinvest part of that? The beauty is you'll get paid every month, but your underlying asset will go down. It's just the way that it works. You can check just once or twice per month, look at our market and stock market timing models. Okay. So you'll know when you should be in. And this, I'm not talking like every week, every month. You could literally have nothing to do for a year, but maybe once a year you're in, and then once a year you're out. And all you do is shift it into another market that's bullish at the time. My timing model went bullish on NVIDIA January 2023. Do you think that was a good time to be bullish on this stock? If you're being paid every single time, these little D's on a monthly basis, every single time, do you think you're much more likely to hold if that's the case? I think the answer is pretty simple on that. Absolutely. Every single month, you're getting this distribution coming in. Right now, it's averaging about 48%. By the way, you could take that entire distribution and you would still be ahead on the underlying investment, taking out the entire cash flow. Your investment is still higher on this one. It's been that strong. Why market timing is so important is because look at PayPal. This is my market timing model on PayPal. Ugh. Since 2022, would you have wanted to be holding this stock? I think the answer is no. Would you have wanted to be writing options on it the whole way down? Probably no. The good news is at least you would have offset some of the losses. That is good news, but you still be losing. There's just no way around it. You could be taking a monthly paycheck and holding for the next 2 years, and eventually maybe it will come back. And at least you're paid along the way. So that's the good thing about this type of strategy. You can still pay yourself, even if you just won't let it go. But why not use the market timing and just let it go and put it into a market like this instead? That's what I would do. That's what you'll be able to do with this. And remember, we never do any of the work. We buy the stock, we have 100% liquidity, we never deal with the option strategy, and it truly is simple. What if you add $500 per month? Now look what happens, right? We went from $2,400 a year in interest to 15,000. That's a 7x. All right. And your account balance, by the way, is now also sitting at $140,000. What if for a time you got involved in those cash flowing ETFs that I showed you, and rather than taking the cash, what if you just used the cash flow, not even more money out of your pocket, and you reinvested it month after month? You started your own snowball compounding effect. You did it, honestly, just with the profits coming in from that option strategy that you did none of the work on. How does that sound? I told you autopilot, right? That's autopilot. It's automatic. You don't even have to buy the additional shares. You click a little check mark in your broker, and your broker will do it for you, by the way, automatically. And then when you need the cash flow down the road, you can start to take it anytime. And if you need it on a given month, nobody says you can't take it on that given month. Look at the difference between regular, just keeping it in there, and adding dollar cost averaging. And you don't even have to take it out of your own pocket. You could, if you want, just reinvest from the monthly distributions that you're receiving. No additional work, effort, or time to do this. By the way, I have numerous cash flow systems that are set up for me, and they're generating cash flow for me 24/7, no matter where I am. In fact, in the last year, I've been to 2 dozen countries. I spent almost 54 days at sea. I've been in 45 different locations, a lot of miles by air. There's no way I can manage investments that are going to be a lot of work every single day or run multiple businesses. Can you think of any other category of investments that can generate regular and dependable income like this? And I do none of the day to day work, yet these generate for me personally right now a 6-figure income. All right. Now, I suppose you could always try to do this alone. The problem is I showed you multiple problems. There's dozens of fractional investing opportunities times 30. So you've got a platform and then it's got 30 different opportunities. You got to be able to evaluate those. And trust me, it's not, I've had to learn something through the school of hard knocks, having some bad investments to figure this out. The same with stocks and ETFs. There's thousands to choose from. You got to pick the best opportunities, right? I can save you tons of time. Also, you need to time them. You just do. Otherwise, you get stuck in a PayPal and you're just holding out for years. There's constant changes. There's new opportunities. If you're going to do the fractional small businesses, you got to evaluate them. You got to evaluate the opportunities. There's platforms that come and go. This is what it would take to do it on your own. It's taking me years. I'm here to shortcut that. I've invested my hard-earned money into dozens of these passive income opportunities. So you don't have to be the one breaking new ground. I pressure test everything for you. I truly know what's working, what has challenges, and I do know what you should avoid. If you'd like to watch the rest of the video and learn how you can set up your personal multiple income streams of income, just head on over to the link on the screen, netpicks.com/cashflow, and you can see how you can do the exact same thing, or just scan the QR code on the screen and head on over there right now. Let's get you started on setting up your first passive cash flow income stream. I'll see you over there.